to start training, eating decently, getting good sleep. Having friends or a trainer is really good because it will keep you accountable.
Welcome to the D8 Training Podcast, your guide to training and vitality. I'm Anne-Marie Antic, your host. Today I'm excited to introduce our esteemed trainer, Stephen Hunter. Stephen's journey with D8 training began as a committed member. Later, he transitioned into a personal trainer role to enrich our coaching team. He has his Certificate 3 in fitness and is on his way to completing his Certificate 4. Stephen initially started his sporting career as a soccer player before transitioning to basketball. He actively plays basketball for the Forestville Eagles and has coached junior basketball teams as well. Stephen recently unveiled the Late Strength program, an exciting addition to the D8 training offerings. Members are achieving outstanding results, demonstrating newfound strength, mobility, and flexibility. This is a testament to his effectiveness of his initiatives. Stephen embodies dedication, discipline, and empathy as a trainer, which is why he's so well loved from all our clients because he has a genuine concern. I'm always impressed how he remembers each of the clients' injuries and follows up each workout on to see how they're going. I personally admire Stephen's discipline, motivation, and drive at his age. His presence truly enriches D8 training, and I'm thrilled to welcome him on the show. Welcome, Stephen.
Hi, Emery. How are you?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you.
There. Are you ready to get straight into it?
I'm ready. Thank you for that description. Very nice.
When I was thinking and reflecting, I felt like I could write a whole essay on everything that you do.
That's so nice.
There. All right. As Nevin says, straight to business, hey?
Beautiful. Let's do it.
All right. So what initially drew you to the fitness industry and how did you become a gym trainer?
I started training when I was in high school and just doing like the regular bro splits, like just, pushing bench presses and stuff. And after school, I got super invested in basketball and wanted to push my performance to the next level. I shot Nevin a message like late night one time. I had bad knee pain, I had back pain, and I wanted to get better at basketball. And I shot him a message because I'd seen him on a platform called ATG for Coaches, and he was the only trainer in Adelaide. And I found his Facebook. I shot him a message and I was like, I need you to help me out. My knees are bad. The next day, he gave me a call, and then I went in there that week, and then I trained the way Nevin trains. That was the beginning of my performance-based training, and I haven't looked back since.
So when you initially started, were you just in the gym yourself doing the exercises?
Yeah, and that was very rough. I think someone else watching you to keep you accountable, and someone smarter than you to educate you on the proper technique and form and how to become better for your goals as well. You're kind of just a headless chicken, I think.
People don't realise the importance of form, like doing exercises incorrectly, it leads to injuries.
For sure. I think I didn't understand that as a young buck training. Didn't, care about my lower back, my knees. I'll just go straight into it and just smash whatever. But yeah, it wasn't good.
Was it like how much weights could you lift? The heavier the better, hey?
Big ego lifting, straight in the door and just trying to push as much weight as I could. It was the worst.
So when you started the ATG training here, did you notice a difference in your knees?
I did, mainly in my lower back, because I had lower back pain. Strengthening my lower back, lengthening my hamstrings were huge, and my piriformis, my glutes, lengthening those out, getting strong in the glutes and the lower back, the best. And then my knees, understanding that the quad, getting that strong and getting the surrounding muscles strong as well with the hamstrings. And then full range of motion training was like, whoa, I've never heard of this before. So that, in addition to isometrics and conventional strength training with plyometrics and learning how to hold myself back and gradually load my training rather than just being this egotistical young kid that just wants to play basketball every day and do the biggest weights, but learning to emphasize mobility, low strength training, and then building up my load was a game changer. Nevin's helped educate me through that process so much. Him with other allied health professionals and physios and whatnot have really changed that for me.
I guess when playing a sport, people want to specialise in the sport, but whether it's soccer, basketball, football, you're training the same muscles. So if you're doing 5 trainings a week on soccer, all your training is the same muscles and the other muscles become weak. Whereas the ATG principles and training all the muscles and getting strength in it is important.
100%. I think I was very underdeveloped in a lot of areas, and the ATG program really sort of emphasised that and showed me this little muscle, my quadratus lumborum. Like, what is that? Like,
I'm impressed. What is it?
Yeah, the QL, the extension, like just doing those, I'm like, I'm still get like sore from those. Yeah, just like mini muscles that you don't know you need to get work. Game changer.
That QL extension, it's still my nemesis, but I heard it's good for bikini body. So
Yeah.
I'll keep doing it.
No, so that's what I heard. Good for bikini body, so I still do it. I get a bit of weight, so.
You know, I mentioned earlier on you started playing soccer and then you're now moving on to basketball.
Yep.
Can you share a bit more about your fitness journey?
I started playing soccer when I was younger. By peer pressure of my family, basketball became the number one sport. That sort of process really helped me develop as a trainer because I actually got injured like pretty frequently. Like I got it all the time, whether it was my knees, my back, and recently obviously my shoulder.
Was this playing basketball where you got injured?
Most of the time, yeah, it was all basketball because like I said before, the ego thing of just like trying to go too hard. These sports I think have really helped me grow as a trainer because I'm able to like help other people who have these injuries. Getting into fitness has been a lot around, with sports has been a lot around having an injury and then learning how to fix it. That has helped me so much as a trainer to help other people. Yeah. I'm very blessed for the injuries I've had because they've helped me.
Well, that's a bit, they've come as a blessing because thanks to the injuries you can now explain and show others what they need to do to prevent them or to recover from them.
Yeah, initially like fitness for me was just getting big and just being the cool big guy or whatever, but then eventually I was like, I'm sick of this, I don't want to do this anymore, train like this anymore. Performance and then injury reduction based on getting injured. Yeah. Really.
Yeah, so what motivated you to become a gym trainer?
I just finished school and I was in uni and I was training here at D8. Obviously having the injuries and whatnot, I was in here every day and I wanted to get into sports science. It was like, I felt like I was biting off more than I could chew at the time. And I was like, well, I feel like I could be a personal trainer and still be able to help people with certificates, be able to help people like now rather than in 4 years and get like real world experience as quickly as possible. So I approached Nevin and I was like, could I get hired? I was there every day. So it was just a simple transition where Nevin eventually was like, yeah, come on board. And then that process was just easy because I was there every day anyway. So. And
you're part of it, you were doing the exercises, you were following ATG through D8 training as well as...
Yeah, so that was, it was easy, kind of the knowledge because I was already passionate about it.
Yeah, I know you mentioned before that what you enjoy is helping others recover from injury, grow their strength. Is there anything else you enjoy about being a gym trainer?
I think something I've only come across recently, and it's probably like one of my biggest reasons why I love doing what I do, is because I love getting people who aren't confident or find the gym floor or strength training to be intimidating or that uncomfortable, and to make it like high energy, welcoming and fun. And I think that will help them adhere to their goals way more than just like really pushing them. Having a good environment where you feel safe and you feel confident and you want to grow and become better is much better than pushing them too hard. Or initially I think it was really like I wanted to hone in on athletes and performance, but I think as I've grown as a trainer and matured, I really enjoy working with people who aren't as confident. I love that. That's probably my favourite part, to be honest.
And that's the thing with the gym. We all know we need to work out. But if we're going to work out, which is for some people, I know myself, it's a bit of a chore. At times we're coming there and having it fun, enjoyable, that community is important. And that's one thing I know that you do really well, like especially in the junior gym program, you're like high-fiving the kids, you've got the good energy within you.
Yeah, no, I love that. Like that's one of my favourite parts about the junior gym is just like kids already have so much energy in them, like rev them up and they'll love it. So yeah, I love just getting the high fives in and hyping them up when they do something well. Yeah, making those things big, like when they get their first chin up and like really emphasising that, like that's a really good job. Not like, oh, I couldn't do that, you know? So like for them to be doing that and like, especially multiple is like awesome. No matter what group it is, I love to hype people up. So it's the best.
Yeah, you do a great job with that. While we're on the junior gym program, when kids come in, they're obviously probably a bit timid initially, and then as they progress, their confidence builds. What do you find with kids as they progress throughout the junior gym program?
Mentally, they become more confident, they're talking more, but also physically, like their coordination, their strength, their fitness all go up. It's really awesome just to see them develop over like a few weeks or months. It's the best when like some kids stay with us for ages, and you can see them actually like develop, have good friends, have good community, and then they've got this good energy. And then on a physical level, they're improving, but then like on a mental level, like they're getting confidence and they're getting better. It's awesome to see. Like I love watching that, especially like when I'm filming content for social media. Like we'll have like content of a particular junior athlete from like when they started till like a few months in. It's like, you know what I mean? Like their coordination, their performance, how they move, sometimes their energy in the video, you know what I mean? They're hyped up and they're passionate about it. Like they don't start enjoying it. Eventually, as they keep going, they get better. And like I think like most things, when you get better, you like it more. I love seeing that.
And the achievement with the kids as well. I experience it too, like going from holding maybe 2 kilos and building it up to, 3, 5, 10 kilos. That's their own achievement. It's something that they can be proud of because they did it. No one else has done it for them.
Yeah.
So what do you do to make the junior gym program engaging and enjoyable for kids, but still promoting fitness and healthy habits?
That's the $1 million question, I think. I think that's for most people is it can be a balance between like building people through potentially boring habits that will last and be positive for them in the long term, and then also making it fun and enjoyable. And then for me, it's like, I think trying to balance doing the strength training early, because I think they're not going to do that anyway. So the squats, the benches, all that stuff, getting that done early. And this is a lot of stuff that me and Nevin talk about, is doing all that early, finishing off with something fun, competitive, that they get to compete and become better than they were last time. So whether that's jumping over hurdles and then measuring it every time, or sprinting and then tracking their numbers, lateral movement. I think all that stuff is really fun. So it's a balance between sometimes doing the boring stuff first and then doing the fun stuff after. And I think that delayed gratification is a really good thing to learn early, because there's a lot of things in life that if you just wait, it's much better rather than just getting it right now. I think, a lot of the kids kind of get habituated into that delayed gratification. Then they just sort of enjoy that process more than...
And the kids love it. We had the girls, the record breakers on, was it a few earlier shows, and that's where they spoke about the competition, trying to beat each other. And you've done a fantastic job making it a community, because even though it's competitive, it's still fun and everyone's friends at the end of it.
Yeah, that's it. I think trying to, hone in on like competition against yourself is huge, but then also some like healthy and friendly competition against your friends is also good as well. So trying to find that balance too, I think is really key. Yeah,
definitely. And then by measuring it, so whether you're measuring how fast their sprints go or how high they can jump, even though they might not win that, but they've gone jumped 2 centimeters higher, they've still won either way because they've bet their record from last time.
Yeah, 100%. It's really important to measure it, otherwise you don't really know. I think that's a massive thing that Nevin's taught me, is that metrics and measuring things is huge, and we've taken that to the junior gym and it's been really successful.
Are there any challenges or obstacles you've encountered with the junior gym program, and how have you addressed them?
It can be when parents just push their kids into training without the kids really having an interest or passion in it. It can be quite tough and challenging sometimes, because it's hard to kind of get them strength training and slow strength training when they're not interested in it initially. So I feel like the best we can do, or the best I can do, is just guide them and try to help them and sort of see that building these kind of habits early are fun when you get good at it. I just try my best to sort of, again, hype them up, give them good energy, make them feel welcome, track their weights, help them improve, always ask them, do you think you can do heavier, or is that too much, and sort of work with them to sort of feel out the process. I think that's why that ending part where we have fun is really important, because those kind of kids who aren't really interested have fun in something that they might enjoy outside of the gym. So that's the biggest challenge I think for me that I find is motivating kids that aren't motivated.
And then when I think about it too, doing something new, something different, like gym training, weight training, it's not something that's common these days yet. I think in the next 5 years, gym training for kids will become more popular because there's so many benefits to it. So they're also scared and uncomfortable. So it's helping them overcome their fears.
Yeah.
But with those kids that do come in a bit more timid, a bit more uncomfortable and uncertain, do you find as they progress through the program, they start enjoying it more?
Most of the time. I think most things you do, or the most things you like, you're not super passionate about straight away, but when you get better at it, like a video game, like I think once you get better at it, you enjoy it more. So I think a lot of the time, if they just stick through it, they'll find what they like, get better, start coming and actually enjoying it. I do think getting kids into sports is massive because that's super fun, and I think that is usually a good motivator to train.
I signed up for yoga. Never done yoga in my life previously.
Yeah.
And they had a special buy a 10-pack. So I bought the 10-pack. I went to my first class after buying this 10-pack. I hated it.
Yeah.
But because I was committed, I had paid for it. I'm like, I would at least do the 10 classes. Got to the 6th class, 7th class. Was starting to enjoy it a bit more, but still was like, after this 10-pack, I'm never doing yoga again.
Yeah.
Got to the 8th, 9th class. I'm like, I'm enjoying this. And then by the 10th class, I'm like, give me another 10-pack. And I liked it because I noticed the benefits.
Yeah.
The benefits with it. But initially, I was inflexible. So it sounds like it's similar with the junior gym program.
I think so. Keep going, keep grinding it out, improve, and you'll like it. I think that goes with anything.
Now, recently you kicked off the late strength program, which is 2 nights a week.
Yep.
It's probably one of the only programs I haven't tried yet. Can you tell me about this program?
Yep. So initially, this sort of sparked the idea. A lot of my friends who are women, so Pilates is huge right now. I think that's great. Like, I love strength training, and I find that, like I said earlier, like putting an environment for women and also men who don't feel confident in like the commercial gym space because there's too many like bros, or it's just not this welcoming environment, and sort of building that with a good community of like the same age is really good. So yeah, to build confidence, to build strength is sweet. So that was kind of my process to starting that. It's doing well based on just the community and the energy and people feeling confident, and they're getting so much stronger. I'm loving it.
Yeah, well, the energy is definitely good. I can hear it. There's lots of laughter and fun happening, which is a positive sign, and they're coming back.
Yeah.
But you're right with the gym. Sometimes going to the gym is daunting. You go there. Well, I know I used to feel everyone's so much more experienced, better than me, and then I'd look silly lifting my 1 kilos while they're doing 10. So yeah, this safe environment.
Yeah, that was my thought process behind it. And I think the more years you put into gym training, a lot of that new stuff that you forget. And I think it's easy for me and Nevin to forget that, like, going into a commercial gym, you feel scared about people looking at you. And we're privileged to be training like by ourselves, and we're trainers, so we're training all the time, and so we don't really get that insecurity. But I think with a lot of young women, especially, they will get that. And sort of to have an environment where they're with their friends, they're not with random people, they're able to grow and improve. I think it's, something that really fills up my cup. I feel really good when it.
And what results have you seen with the clients?
They're getting so strong. Like, like I didn't expect them to get so strong so quick, but by the first week they were doing body weight exercises. Now they're like lifting like towards the top end of like the big racks. So like the 10s, the 15s, the 12s. Yeah, I feel like we don't have enough squat racks for them, so we have to sort out something. But no, they're all getting super strong. A lot of them are already very mobile. We do focus on that and focus on breathing and mobility as well at the end of our sessions, just to get them feeling good afterwards. Yeah, mainly strength, and also dietary habits of like eating more protein and eating good quality, high quality foods most of the time, but still being able to enjoy the balance on the weekends with your friends. And
the 80-20 rule.
Yes, yeah.
As long as you're focused 80% of the time eating well, we can indulge 20% of the time.
I love that rule.
But you mentioned breathing. What's this breathing technique that you do?
Yeah, so towards the end of our sessions, I put on a timer and we do a few mobility exercises.
What sort of mobility exercise?
We do the piriformis stretch, which stretches out the glute and your piriformis, and also a bit of ITB, but because your ITB is a tendon, it doesn't really stretch, but it still feels good afterwards. The couch stretch for your quads, it's good to get those lengthened, and then the elephant walk for your hamstrings. So it's the dynamic hamstring exercise. We do those all for 1 minute, and then 30 seconds we swap between legs. We do that for about 6 minutes. I just get them to breathe through the nose, be a bit mindful.
So in through the nose and out through the nose?
Yeah. And just really sink in to those exercises. Like, a lot of that tension can be built up there and it's really tough to get through. But when you breathe and you take your time and you really try to sink into it, it feels a lot easier and better. So yeah, I try to sort of incorporate some mindfulness into it because I love it myself. I practice mindfulness. So anyway, I can get that in.
Oh, I'm a big believer. Breathing makes such a difference. Something I used to do was I would hold my breath. So as I was doing exercises or stretching, because it was a bit of work. Subconsciously, I was holding my breath. Great practice to do the breathing.
For sure.
And then, well, I found personally I would release more and I'd get deeper into the stretch.
Absolutely, that was sort of the mindset behind it. And I think, yeah, I'm the same. Like, I've gotten up from a back extension probably like 50,000 times and seen stars because I wasn't breathing through the exercise. So yeah, I think breathing's huge and underrated. So I just try to incorporate that a little bit wherever I can.
So I guess what would be a single piece of advice you would offer to individuals embarking on their gym training journey?
I feel like
just do it.
Just do it. Hey, like, I feel like don't overthink it and really just adhere. Start whatever program. It doesn't have to be too complex. Just start training, eating decently, getting good sleep. Yeah, I think having friends or a trainer is really good because it will keep you accountable. Just to keep it basic, like if it's the start of their journey and, if they're young, bodyweight exercises, I started doing bodyweight exercises out the backyard when I started training. So just keep it simple. I don't think sometimes things are too complex, but I don't want to oversimplify it. But I do think you can really just eat well, eat good sources of food and train 3 to 4 times a week and get 8 hours of sleep. But as you progress, starting to sort of get some accountability on your goals, finding out why you want to improve is super important. Keep you motivated for the long term. And like I said, like having a trainer or friends to keep you accountable.
So pretty much sleeping, which we all should know, sleeping is important.
Yeah.
The breathing, and then actually doing the gym, keeping it simple to begin with, then getting a trainer, an accountability partner,
Yep.
Whether it be a friend, family member, and start just by being basic.
Yeah, don't have to overcomplicate it, just keep it simple.
What's the most common mistake you observe people making in their workouts?
It's definitely, I think, going too fast. For most people who are training, it's usually to gain muscle growth. And I think if you want to really maximize that, just take your time. I think just especially lowering down. So the eccentric, I think just slow down at least 3 seconds and then come back up. Just to sort of feel out the movement, really get the tension on your muscles. Also know what you're training for. So if you want sports performance, maybe a block might be a bit faster. You'll have a faster tempo. For most people, I think generally those starting, slowing it down, especially on a squat or a bench, just really taking the time, feeling the stretch in the muscle. That's massive. I think when I started, I was just pumping out reps, not feeling it.
So pretty much it's for them to know what their goal is and then making sure that they do the right exercises. So as you said, performance.
Yeah.
If they want to go fast, want
to
go faster, you got to do the right exercises.
For sure. Right exercises and right tempo are huge. I think based on what you want, the overwhelming majority, I think just slowing down.
And why do you think getting a trainer is important?
A few reasons. I think accountability is huge. Having someone, I remember when I started with Nevin, he would always message me and be like, "You coming in this morning?" And I was like, I wasn't going to, but now that you message me, I will. So I think, the accountability aspect is huge. Having like another set of eyes to watch what you're doing. You don't really know if you're just doing it yourself, especially if you're not educated on what you should be doing. It's very tough. And if you have a specific goal, it's really helpful to have someone who specializes in helping people get to that goal, help you. Those two are probably the biggest 2 key points. It's just like having someone be able to help you specifically where you want to be helped and make it so much more efficient and cut down the amount of time that you need learning about what you want. And then also the accountability aspect of having someone there to just be on you all the time and say like, come on, like, let's do it. Or also to also kind of have that understanding of how you feel, know when to push, know when to hold back is very important. A good trainer knows when to push the client, when to sort of hold back a little bit and sort of educate the client.
I like what you said, by having a trainer or someone that's knowledgeable that can help you get to your goal, you get there quicker.
For sure, yeah, way more efficient. Probably half the time I would have achieved my goals being with Nevin rather than the hours I spent by myself training when I was younger. So,
and if you have a look at the top athletes in the world, they've all got multiple coaches and trainers to help them. Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Messi, Ronaldo, on top of their coaches.
For sure, yeah, that's key, I think, to get to where, especially if it's lucky for them because they're already super talented, but then to have that extra is to take them to that next level is awesome.
I know you mentioned that they're super talented. Do you think it was their hard work that got them there as well?
Good question. It's chicken or the egg. Like it can be early childhood development. It can be that. Can be genetic. Can be really hard work. Can be it can be luck. There can be 100 different factors. But I think talent doesn't matter if you're not going to work hard. So the hardest worker. That's why it's always important to root for the underdog. So someone who's injured but always works the hardest is always better than the person who's talented and just wastes it. So I hate seeing that. I hate seeing someone who's genetically freaky and can do it all and could probably earn really good money if they really just did a bit more effort rather than, So I think there's a lot of factors. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah. Well, I remember watching a documentary on Kobe Bryant, and Kobe Bryant, when they were in, where was it, Las Vegas, training for the American basketball team.
Yeah.
All the other basketball players were coming home from a late night out, and he had just gotten up and was going to the gym to train.
Yep, the Redeem team. I love that documentary.
So good.
Yeah, that's right. Kobe's kind of like the pinnacle of talented, but still works as hard as he can. So I think he's a good role model.
I know the listeners, they can't see you. Envision a physique defined by lean muscle rather than the bulk of a bodybuilder. You know, he's toned, athletically pleasing, and it's obvious to see that he is dedicated to his fitness. I know when he takes the classes and he gives a demonstration of each of the exercises, not only are they seamless, but he does it without any effort, it feels like. So can you tell us about your training regime?
Yeah, of course. Most of my training is like around rehab, whether that's had been around knees, shoulder, back, and just sort of keeping them in check, just performance to sort of make sure that I can play basketball at the level that I want to play. Yeah, it's mainly just strength training, plyometrics, just a good mixture. I'm just very privileged that I get to talk to Nevin and also my physio and be able to bounce questions over to, high level thinkers and really get a good program out of them. So yeah, it's pretty much the same. I do the same exercises and I just sort of gradually load the work on my tendons and my muscles so that I'm not crashing or hurting myself anymore.
Not coming from an ego-based anymore.
No more ego-based.
And how many times a week do you train?
It'll vary. At the moment, it's only 4 because basketball is in season. Outside of season, it could be 5 to 6.
With basketball, how many times do you train basketball a week?
I train 2 to 3, and then I'll play 1 game a week.
Okay, so you do basketball about 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Play once, plus gym 4 times a week.
Yeah, that's what I try to get in. And I don't do much cardio outside of basketball. I do like to run. I have started to enjoy that. I do try to keep my cardio and conditioning to basketball. That is all I do.
That's impressive. What's that? 8 times a week. So what's your favourite exercise?
That's a really funny question. I think the Romanian deadlift is my favourite exercise. And it's just because it's so good because you get the stretch. What I hate about exercises is that when you're doing them and you don't feel them till the last few reps and the first few, it's just this just sucks.
Yeah. Where's that burn?
Yeah, I know. Where is it? I want to hit a certain muscle and I can't feel it. And then, but the Romanian deadlift, RDL, straight away, my hamstrings, feel it. That to the 10th rep or however many reps I go for, just feels good. I love that one and it bolsters up my performance, builds good hamstrings. I love to teach people that. It's the hardest one I find to teach as well because there's so many different cues and a lot of people around the back. A lot of people have tight hamstrings so they can't lock out or they have to bend really low. I love that one. It's my favourite.
I would not have guessed that. I thought it would have been something like bench press or chin-ups.
Maybe back in my ego days.
So how do you stay motivated?
I don't. To be honest, I don't. You just got to rock up, I think. I think sports plays a massive role in wanting to and wanting to push to another level. If I'm being full honest, sometimes you just wake up and the alarm goes off and you're I don't want to train. But I think the most important part is doing it anyway. And I think I keep the Nike logo in my room. Not the logo, the saying, just do it, because I think it's really powerful that just do it, you know what I mean? Whether that's anything, whether that's exercise, studying, doing something that's uncomfortable or something you don't want to do, just getting it done. The answer is I don't love working out, but as soon as you do it, you feel better and you're pushing towards your goals. It makes it so much better.
Do you like the results?
love the results. And it's funny, like it sounds counterintuitive as a personal trainer that like sometimes you're in the gym and you're just like, this like isn't fun. But a lot of the time, like I do love it and I am passionate about it. But sometimes, some days it does suck, but it's important to get it done and you feel better straight away after.
I have learnt so much. You provided me so much advice that I can use. I loved how you said just rock up and do it. Like the hardest part is just starting, getting out of bed.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
And then how you mentioned the trainer to get to your goals faster, leveraging their expertise to help you achieve your goals, and finding an accountability partner. So when those days that you can't get up to do it, having someone you're committed to follow. And then breathing. I got to do that more when I'm stretching. Remind me during the classes.
I think we all do. That's okay. I think, yeah.
But I'm grateful you're able to join, and I know that people are going to be sharing this show as there was so many gold nuggets of information there. But before you go, I have 2 final questions to finish. What is one habit that someone can start today to make a positive impact on their training or vitality?
I feel like not really a habit, but I think just laugh more, be less stressed, be conscious about, having more enjoyment and fun. And I think that should be a habit I think more people should engage with. I think just having more fun and just, laugh more, stress less, I think.
And that's what you do well in the gym, making that environment, making it fun.
Yep, I hope so.
And then lastly, what does dominate mean to you?
I think that means just helping other people, to be honest. I think helping other people improve their lives is the best way to dominate. I think serving others, helping a neighbour, picking up people who aren't particularly confident or need your help, I think that's the best way to dominate in life.
Contributing, having a purpose bigger than yourself.
For sure. That's my purpose, is to serve others and help other people. So I think anywhere that I can do that makes me happy.
Well, you do a great job with that on the gym floor. As we mentioned, making it fun, setting up that program to make a safe environment for especially the ladies to come in and have the confidence to perform with your latest strength program. I might have to check it out one night.
Yeah, come through.
Might be the oldest one there by far.
No.
Well, thank you again, Stephen. Really appreciated you coming in. And thank you to all our listeners. Did you get value? Do you know someone else that would benefit from hearing what was shared today? Please subscribe, like, and share our show. Your support will help us grow and continue to bring such valuable content to you and others. Until next time, dominate your life.